Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay, I'm just back from the US a few days ago, where I did two workshops, and today is sort of the first day back up. I took a few days off, and I'm being guided just to sit and hit record, which I did, and see what inspiration comes through. I could be posting on my social media. I could be doing billing, but I'm being inspired to do this. So, okay. So I really do feel that there should be like a disclaimer or a warning notice when people start studying mediumship or pay for that first class or join that first circle, that the amount of self healing and the work that we need to do on ourselves will be quite painful, eye opening. And for a few years, there's constantly a mirror that follows you. And you will be forced to, if you want to clear yourself and become that pure vessel for spirit to work through in the best possible way, to confront yourself, your reactions, your unhealed issues, and just take responsibility for what you bring into a mediumship reading, or actually just take responsibility for the energy that you're bringing to any room. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that when I first started my journey. I thought it was cool, and I knew that I had a lot of experiences as a child. I was very psychic. I had some premonitions of people passing and then speaking with them after they passed, and the information being confirmed, and so on and so forth. I think a lot of us have had, but um, it was when I started to take it seriously and started to study that it very quickly, moving away from the mechanics of mediumship, which are obviously very important, to sitting in the power, the linking, the blending, the way to deliver messages to a point. We're all individual, but to do no harm, that we're here to be of service. All of these things important, which you have to understand the mechanics of mediumship, and you have to create a firm foundation to build on. Otherwise, everything will fall. But what I didn't realize was all of my own stuff would just automatically spill over into the readings I was doing as practice readings, or getting up on gallery to practice gallery. All of this stuff would come with me. Not being seen, not being heard, not feeling safe, uh, feeling less than, not feeling that I was valued, not feeling I was important, and not feeling like I had anything really to contribute. All of these things moved into these readings, which became a detriment, obviously, because all of a sudden, in my energy, in my aura, I'm creating a barrier, and that makes it harder for the spirit world to get through. So, when I work with people now, I really want to hear what is holding you back. What do you have to conquer to move into your full potential, to move into the spirit potential that is in each one of us? Because at the end of the day, we're all spirit having a physical experience. That's what we're doing here. We're not a physical being having a spiritual experience. We're a spiritual, and we're just living here for the short amount of time. This meat body, is just what my spirit needs to use to express itself for the short time here on earth. But in order to move forward, I have to take my own healing journey very seriously. And for as many years as I've been working on it, it will the unhealed part of me, which there'll always be work to do, he will make himself known quite a bit. But what I've learned is it's really within my reactions. It's really within that first thought that comes into my mind when something confronts me. That's the human side. And I think the human side and the spiritual side are always in conflict. But there's no limit to the amount of spirituality that we have. And the more we use, the more we generate. So it's important to me to always to remember that my spirit regardless of what I've been through or will go through, because that's what this physical realm is. It's a classroom, and our best lessons are learned through hard situations and tough times. That's true. But my spirit essence, that being that has chosen to come into this physical realm for this time now, and express itself through this physical body, that cannot be hurt, that cannot be damaged, and it will leave this physical realm unscathed, and that I am eternal, I am infinite, and I am indestructible. That really does help me. And it helps me along my own healing journey. But when, like I said before, when I start working with people and you just see there's so much healing that has to happen, because it's coming up in reactions and being defensive, in sort of a victim mentality. These things need to be confronted and healed. And I've seen amazing success stories of people who've taken this healing journey by the horns and just wrestled with it. You have to wrestle with the healing journey. It's not a pretty thing. It's messy, it's dirty, it's painful, but there is another side. There is another side that will greet you with light, and you will see the world differently. So it's important when you have these reactions like, oh, I'm getting nervous, people are looking at me, I can't perform, and the anxiety starts, then you're kind of falling out of the whole link, and your blend is suffering. It's really hard to recover from that. But instead of just saying, what am I bringing into this situation? What baggage am I bringing here? What unhealed issues are making themselves known when I'm sitting in front of this sitter? It could be a practice session as well. When the anxiety starts, the fear of being wrong, and you will be wrong. You will definitely get no's, but no's aren't a bad thing. How else can you learn unless you're wrong? No one just starts walking as an infant, just runs away. They fall, their muscles learn how to support themselves better. They get up, they take another step, they fall again, they get up, they take two steps, they fall again. But there's muscle memory, there's brain activity, the consciousness is learning, it's learning how to control the motor skills. It's all of these things. You have to fall in order to get back up. So the healing journey, I feel it, like I feel there should be like a self-help group for mediums, because it when you're dealing with the spirit realm, they can only deal with you on a spirit level. That's how they're communicating with you, through your spirit mind, your spirit essence. But it has to get through all of this human stuff. So it's making it more complicated for them and harder for them to get through. As opposed to just understanding that, yes, this is not a perfect world. No one has a perfect life. We all have things that we have to have gotten through to get where we are. But I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have to go through all of these lessons and all of these situations to make me stronger. So please, if you're starting on this journey and you're getting discouraged, and you're it's kicking up all of these things, which it has to, and you find them too painful, and you just want to put everything down and go away and say, well, I'm just going to pick up painting now or fixing cars, which is fine. Do what you want. It's all free will. But I find it very heartbreaking when very talented mediums with really good abilities just throw everything down because the healing part of it, their own healing journey, is just uncomfortable for them. Of course it's uncomfortable. It has to be uncomfortable. Most of us, let's say if most of us are 40, 50 years old, there's probably like 35 to 40 years of healing to get through before you can move into your true potential. It takes time. And like I said, I don't really think this healing journey is ever done. There's always going to be layer upon layer upon layer of things that we need to heal from. But if you become aware of it, you then can judge your reactions. Okay, so that reaction really doesn't have anything to do with the situation in front of me. I'm pulling all my past and all my past hurt and issues into the situation. So watch your reactions to things that pop up. We all have triggers, we all have things that set us off, but you have to think about, why is this setting me off? I am safe. I am perfect. I'm a perfect being of light. I hold God within my spirit, and nothing can hurt me. That has helped me tremendously in my journey. And it really has taught me when I go into a reading, I want to have a clear and calm, harmonious mind. I want it to be even, because that's an easier way for the spirit world to get through. If I go into a reading and my mind is just spinning back and forth, oh, I don't want to be wrong, I can't be wrong, I don't want to make a fool of myself, and I want to get everything right, and I need to do this. You have to understand that the mediumship really doesn't have anything to do with your wants and needs. It has nothing to do with you. You have to be the best vessel and channel that you can be for the spirit world. But what you want and what you need really doesn't concern spirit too much. It's really what they want and what they need. And what they want and what they need is for you to be able to convey what they're impressing through you to their loved ones sitting in front of you. That's all they need from you. So it doesn't matter. We all want to be the best that we can be, right? But you have to take it step by step, and you have to understand that this is a process, and there are many different things happening at the same time. There's learning how to communicate with the spirit realm, learning how to link, learning how to blend, learning to stay in your power, learning how to build that light, that you are unstoppable and nothing can throw you out of your balance. But then on the other hand, you're also having to deal with you as a person and you as a human being that comes into this, I don't like the word profession, into this calling with 30, 40, 50, 60 years of healing to do. Um, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that a lot of us who move into this line of sacred work um, like to control everything and are control freaks, because that's a mirror right there. Okay, you can't control this. I can't control. The only thing I can control is my power. And if I'm doing a reading, I have to hold the power and work with the sitter. And in terms of control, I can only tell the sitter what I need from them, what I don't need from them. I want a yes, I want a no, I don't know, I don't need too much information. Don't engage with me too much, because then my mind starts getting active, right? And in that way, I do control it. But that the control of the information that comes through, how it comes through, um, what healing is happening, that is not in my control. That's the spirit realm. That's the spirit communicator. That's the loved one who's communicating through me. So for me, I tend to, I hope I'm not such a control freak anymore. In my old career, my old profession, I definitely had to be a control freak. That's what it was. It's about organization and money and things like that. But so I think it's a cosmic joke in a way that I've had to release control of this, and I surrender myself fully to spirit. And that's the surrendering. That's what I found to be the hardest thing in terms of accepting unhealed, because to be unhealed is to wanting to stay in control. To surrender can denote a feeling of helplessness or giving up, and that's not what I mean. I think when you believe, and I do believe, to do mediumship and to believe in this higher intelligence that I know pervades itself through all life, this creative life force that moves through the spirit realm, the physical realm. We're all connected that way. But to surrender myself to something bigger and wiser than myself, that there is an intelligence at work here. So for a lot of you, um, if I've asked you how did your development start, what's your development journey like, it's opportunity by opportunity by opportunity, chance by chance by chance by chance, creating this chain link, and each link in this chain brings you to the next link and takes you down the line. And the best way I find to do what I do is to surrender myself and just leave it up to spirit. You figure out how this is going to work. All I can do is remain prepared, make sure my abilities are up to par, make sure that I have practiced, make sure I've done everything I possibly can. If you do everything you can do in your development, including your healing journey, just give it up. You give it up to spirit and let them, they know what to do. Give them the how it's going to work is up to them. It's not really up to me. If you had spoken to me about 8, 9 years ago and explained where I'd be at this point and what I'd be working on and what I'd be teaching and what I'd be doing, I would have thought you were nuts. This is not what I thought I would be doing. I thought I would be doing more, platform mediumship and healing. I never thought that I would be really working a lot with trance and one-on-one evidential in teaching and doing in sittings or healing. I never really thought I was a healer at all, but one thing led to another. I read a book, it took me somewhere else. And what the healing, working with healing, it really taught me that when I allow myself to become this channel for healing, to move through me, from spirit, through my spirit, to the spirit of the person where the healing is meant to go, I'm also receiving healing. So, and in my healing journey, I heard a saying which really resonated with me: healer, heal thyself. And that has really helped me. In order to heal fully, and mediumship is healing, just giving messages of survival of death to a sitter, that's healing to them, right? So, but in order to provide healing, I have to heal myself. In order to be that vessel for healing, I have to be a healed vessel. So that has helped me tremendously in my journey. But I, I, I don't know. I mean, I guess what I want to say is I wish someone had warned me that the healing journey would played such an important part in my mediumship and in my development. But then knowing me back then when I started, I don't know if I would have believed it, or I would have said, no, I'm out. No, I don't want to do that. I'd rather stick with what I'm doing in my life and just getting a paycheck and working in an office and just staying in the physical realm, which I know wouldn't have been possible either, because there was something awakened in myself, um, that I knew I had to make a big change in my life. And then the idea of just wanting to help people, which that's what we do. We're here to help, right? Once that sort of took hold of my soul, everything else started to fade away. And so I know that I am where I'm supposed to be. I don't know where I'm going, but I don't really worry about that anymore. That control freak part of me, that damaged child part of me, will sometimes kick up and say, oh my God, what's around that corner? I need to know what's around the corner, what's coming, the unknown. It scares me. But I've learned by now that there's only love out there and there's only good things waiting for me if my intention is always to be of service and to help people. Of course, it's not a perfect ride. There are no perfect rides in this life. There are always things to learn. And as I said before, the most valuable lessons that I have learned and will continue to learn come from the hardest lessons. But I surrender, I give it up to spirit and to God to help me, and to and the knowledge of knowing that everything will work out for my greatest possible good, and only good will come from whatever situation I'm going through. That has helped me a lot. So back to the beginning of this video, um, I guess maybe a disclaimer is not a good idea to when you're studying mediumship, because I think a lot of people would just run away or choose not to do it. Maybe it's better not to know that the healing journey plays such an important part in this field, in this calling. But what I guess the only thing that makes me laugh sometimes, it's sort of like once the realization sort of kicks up that the healing journey is kind of in tandem with your mediumship development, like they got you hooked. They got you. You're stuck already. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm in the middle of it already. You might as well just wade through it and try to get to the other side and see what's waiting for me. So so for anyone watching this, if this video reaches anybody who feels like they're falling apart, who feels like they can't go on, who feels like this journey is sort of uncovering all of these things that maybe you forgot about, or reactions that are becoming more intense. Of course, they're going to become more intense because they need to be paid attention to. and they're surviving. They're trying to survive, and you have to shed light on them. No darkness can survive in the light. Darkness dissipates when you shine light on it. So you have to shine light on these issues or on these problems, um, and you will see, you will feel lighter. You will be good, and you will move on, and you'll understand it. And then if you can learn to heal through something, what do you do with it? Your job then, I feel, is to then help other people who are going through the same experiences, help them heal through it. Share your experiences with them. Share your insights. Share what helped you. That's really what this is. You can't help everybody, but I'm hoping at least I can show people a door, or at least put a seed in their mind that will at some point grow, and then the realization will come, oh, I can actually heal through this if I give myself patience and love, and there is another side to it. Okay, so if you're going through a hard time now, if your mediumship or your healing training is kicking up all of these emotions, and unhealed issues, face them. I'm telling you, if I could do it, you could do it. And there is something better waiting for you on the other side. Is there more healing? Yeah, there's more healing. Is there an end to the healing? No, there's really not an end to the healing that you will have to go through. But at the end of the day, you will gain a better understanding about how you function, about how you think, and about how you have healed, and then you can help other people. Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure. Hopefully, this made sense. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.